Hey team.
What's going on?
Where are we headed today?
We're up in Winston right now. Going to the start of a new project. Which is gonna be a cool one. It's gonna be an infinity edge pool. We got a couple retaining wall, or tiered retaining walls that are gonna go in so we can make like a lower patio section. And just two really cool clients that want to have a really cool space to enjoy the family. And it'll be the first time for a lot of these guys seeing the site, but we've done a lot of planning up until this point, including like doing drawing sets, sending them off to the different crews involved. And right now we got a bunch of rebar and pipe on the trailer to get these guys started. These are Markham's turf samples, the Eco series. So there's like the 5 that they carry. There's other ones that you can buy, but this is the 108. So this is like their basically field turf. It's a thicker base. Yarn count is really high, so it's really firm. And you can go down here to the 96. This one has more thatch in it. It's a little bit softer than that 108. You got the 94. So these two are very similar. They're just a slightly different color. And then your 82 is kind of your budget level. And then the classic putting green. So they all have the same warranty as far as like the 16-year warranty on them, but every one of them's for a different purpose. So like if somebody wants to save money but still get artificial turf, the 82 would be a great direction. Whereas if you're playing like soccer and whatnot on that 108 is going to hold up better to cleats and everything else. So we're just dropping these off so they can take a look. Some jurisdictions are requiring silt fence around any pool project now, and I understand. You want to keep runoff out of streams and stuff. They do have a creek that runs along the backside of their property. So what we'll do is we'll put it up past where our like excavation limit is, and we'll stockpile all the dirt. And then so to keep the dirt dry or drier, we got some rain coming in, so we're gonna put plastic over top of it for a couple days.
It's just like plastic, regular plastic, just to cover the dirt. Because when they start excavating, we're obviously gonna pile some dirt or whatever we take out and use that for backfill. So just to prevent water from, getting soaked up in there, which makes it so difficult to get out. Because there's like extra loads, because it's super heavy, and then with this cold weather, it freezes, and then it's like solid rock, and might as well just cover it up.
It's cheap insurance.
Ideally, I would think you would want to, if you're not going to use that soil, just get like a truck out here and just take loads as you excavate.
We do have a company we work with that does silt fence like installs, but they wouldn't come up this far for this. This is more just a precaution anyways. The pool deck was all gonna be on one level and the patio over here, but we would have to put an 8-foot wall, or roughly an 8-foot wall. And they didn't want to go have to deal with engineering route and stuff like that. So we're doing a split tier here. So there'll be a lower patio, kind of like overlooks the woods. And so you get a little bit of privacy in the winter or in the summer, a little chill spot. So we're doing 2 tiers. So I'm like chest high will roughly be that second tier, and it'll overlook the woods. And the main patio level will all be turf up and around the pool deck. So your A leg, we'll do A leg is 17. So there to here.
Mm-hmm.
Your B leg
32.
is 32. So you're looking at 36.24, which is 36 foot 3 inches. So when that line crosses this at 17, and when it's at 36.24 on this line, you know you have a square corner. And because we checked that line off the house to here, that line off the house to there, we know this line is straight.
Yeah.
So now we're just trying to get this line that's going out in line. So we got a nice 90-degree corner there.
10-4.
So we're just like practicing, like marking out these corners. So if you follow me, so I said that the hypotenuse of that line and this line are 36.25 or 24. So 24 would be like basically 3 inches. So you're gonna cross. It's easier when you got just reel tapes doing this. So where that crosses, that 17-foot mark off of that pin means you have a square corner. And so we're on the money there.
Yeah, I was about to say, that's right on the money.
So now that we have this corner, we have that drop or that edge or infinity edges dropping off here. We'll worry about that last, but we'll get our length this way, squared up the same way from this point to that point, and then we'll have the basis of a rectangle that's square with a house, and anybody can dig that.
So would you not just do 17 that way and then the same?
Well, you want to measure a diagonal
Okay,
from a known corner's point to an unknown to square that corner.
gotcha.
Otherwise, you can end up with this corner being square, or like this one over here, and that one out of square, if you don't pull from a known point.
Gotcha.
So that's why we pulled, for that point, we pulled that one from a known like hard point. This one was from just a known hard point, so on and so forth. And you're looking for that same 36.3. The biggest thing with these reel tapes is they have 0.3, and then they have inches on the other side, and it's 0.1 through 0.9 like of a foot, or tenths of a foot, and then you flip it over and it's inches. It's screwed me up so many freaking times, dude. All right, so seems about right. That's your main pool plus a foot on every direction. So we're essentially acting as the coping edge. So one thing I'm gonna, with Armando and your future jobs, is like, whatever your main work area for the pool is, or wherever you know your hardscapes are gonna be, go ahead and clean it. Clean it, put it in a pile over in the side, have it loaded out. In this case, we got plenty of room to stockpile it. We'll end up, the pool equipment will be 12 foot off of the pool, so it'll be about right here, right in line with this. And so all of this area until that pool equipment's in is your laydown. Put your rebar, piping, block, whatever you need can go right here.
Is that pool equipment going on top of the pavers, going to that edge and it going on top of it?
We'll do a landing pad for all the equipment.
Gotcha.
There's gonna be 2 pumps here, 2 heaters, possibly 2 salt generation systems.
Landing pad out of concrete or out of just pavers?
No, it'll be concrete.
Concrete.
It'll be separate from everything else.
Gotcha.
I was talking to Casey, and he's got this product that's like modular, that's like foam filled.
Mm-hmm.
There's foam filled concrete pads, and I might tell him to ship one up here because I want to try it. You clear the dirt off, put a little gravel, put a couple inches of
Yeah, you make sure it's
heavy,
level with some type of pitch.
and then you can lay your equipment on it the same day.
Huh, that's nice.
A few $100, or like $300-400. And then you don't have to
Logistically, it makes it easier.
concrete.
Yeah.
You don't have to form. You don't have to wait for the concrete
Yeah.
to set. You set it down the same day you're putting your equipment down.
That's smart. Is that like new that just came out?
It's not, but they're not hugely popular because most people just say, "Oh, concrete's cheap, just do it."
Yeah. Why did you, I guess I do have a question. Why did you go on the outside of the coping and not on the inside where the actual...
Because that's basically the extent of what they're gonna dig. So we're doing so the coping's 12, we're doing a 10-inch beam on this pool. So I had the utilities marked previously, I had the video. The gas runs there, and there was nothing else in here. But I wanted to really see where like the limits of our excavation's gonna be, and see, based on our zero over there, how much grade we actually had, because that's gonna change how deep that catch basin has to go. Because they don't want a huge drop, and there's not enough grade to have that huge drop. So we're gonna basically have to go deeper for the catch basin into the ground and that's just, it is what it is. Well, they were talking, I don't know if you were on that, but they were talking about like possibly adding a pavilion on the backside of the pool with a travertine patio, or another travertine patio like on the backside, and putting a grill and other stuff in there. So
Be a nice little back feature, kind of.
we're gonna run a gas line from there to the bottom side and then snub it up right by the corner of the pool, and they can add to it later. Because all of this is gonna be hardscape. So their property line is like right here. So if you track up this, just track up and track down it. But yeah. We're gonna keep dirt on site and cover it at the end of the day. And then we brought some, the silt fence will like stockpile dirt over here or up this way. And I'll use this, don't put anything here, because I'll use this for like materials and stuff down the road. Stairs are coming down from that side, then that long wall there, and then we're doing a capture basin off that side. Okay. So we're not doing a really high fall for the capture basin. It's only gonna be like a 3-foot drop. So we'll have to go down like another 2 foot below grade or current grade to get that capture basin big enough. 2 3-inch, and then another 2.5 that are gonna go all the way back to the equipment pad. And the return for one of those 3 inches is gonna be like deep on this end, like at 4 foot. We can mark those out once we get like boards and stuff up. We'll just mark them out. Yeah, our 0 point is that corner where that plastic roll is. Okay. That's our 0 point. So top of beam or top of coping, it's travertine. So it's top of coping, I need like 1 inch or 1.5 inches above that.
Skimmers?
There's no skimmers on this pool, no. I'm keeping water level high, so that weir wall is gonna be about 2 inches lower. For beam height is gonna be 2 inches lower than beam around the rest of the pool. The total length of the pool is 30 feet, so it'll be 18 foot. So 6 foot in here, 6 foot in here. This wall will be 18 foot long, and it'll be 2 inches lower.
Pin 6 feet.
Yep, it'll be 6 and just a straight taper or straight up taper to about the middle here, and then it'll be 3.5 or 3 to 3.5, and then taper the rest of the way. Just a steady taper. They don't want like a flat, sharp.
They don't want flat.
No.
Just like from 6.
I have another drawing that shows it on there, so I'll send that to you too.
Okay, yeah, that's no good.
Because they were still deciding on that at the beginning of the week. But I would like to honestly just go ahead and scrape all this grass. There is some irrigation back here. I don't think there's any valve boxes or anything. So if you see anything, let me know, or just let's figure out where it goes and shut it off. Okay. There's no utilities over here. So gas runs off this corner straight out to the road. Power and water and sewer is either all in the front yard or that left side. So you should be, if you see anything in here other than these drain pipes, you're golden. I would like to get this thing out of here by Friday. So let's get this dug and cleared out, because this thing's like $800 a day. Gravel. I'm trying to get some up here, but I should be able to get it up here tomorrow. I'll just have them drop it right up there, and we can just make the run up and down.
How thick? 3 inches, 2 inches?
I want to see what the dirt looks like down here.
Okay.
It should be good, but I don't know. Because you're going to dig the deep first, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you're probably going to get down there and I can call a truck over in the morning. If you see any pipes that come into the edge of the pool, let's cap them or like pull them off up there so they don't just fill the pool. Yeah. Because I think it is supposed to rain tomorrow. Yeah. So that like we can do the water line. So it's like 53 inches or something. Do the water line in line with that window. Like the pool, we have rough measurements. Obviously these two can change a little bit based on what we did. The house corner is right there. The corner that we're measuring off of is over right this 0. So what I was telling him is like the window's right here, so we'll line the pool up, or the water line of the pool with that window edge. From there, they'll mark this corner, they'll mark these two, this, and right there. But he's gonna scrape up all the grassy. Bye-bye grass. Hello concrete. I just want, while we're doing this stage, I want to make sure our walls, we can check the elevations of that plan to make sure I'm on the right plane here before we get to a point where we can't shift this. It's a good sized pool for like 5 to 10 people to enjoy. Cause we're doing a bench down at that end. So you can like kind of chill in the deep end or step out if you want to off that end. There's the sun shelf for a couple of loungers, and you're gonna have a pretty decent sized shallow area. So inside a edge of beam.
Yeah, this is
So coping. So that would be to edge of coping,
Gotcha.
right? Because it's 1.5 to 2 inches overhang. So just put it right there. So you'd add 2 inches here. So the edge of the building is at 53, and then add a foot wall. So we're not far out of line, but it's not exactly what I was doing here, but it'll look better to be lined up with some portion of the house.
Mm-hmm.
So like on that drawing, like the end of the turf will stop here. So you'll have a foot of coping. So the coping will end here, roughly.
Mm-hmm.
Or the beam of the pool and the coping will end here.
Right.
Then you'll have all of this to 55, roughly, of turf. Then you'll have the steps down here. Then you'll have the wall for that lower patio, the support wall for that lower patio. That's like 4 foot. So we left 2 sides of the forms open, or they've left 2 sides of the forms open so they can get access to dig. They're starting to dig now. We're digging the shallow end at the moment, and it ain't good. So they've put clay fill over top of organic fill, and I can smell it, so it's still deteriorating. Like that really like kind of musky odor. And you don't want to have a foundation or anything pool related. We're gonna have to figure out what to do from here. He's almost at the depth. Burnt? That's not good. It's like a swamp down there. It's moist, cool, and just the right temperature for all sorts of like bacteria and whatnot to grow. So probably where we're gonna end up at the end of the day is get the shallow section at least cleared out. It's not gonna be final because there's organics down the bottom. Because the difference between like soil, as it's consolidating organics get dissolved and start moving with groundwater. So all of a sudden where you had a stick this big, now you have a hole this big. That fills with something, and what is that something? Dirt from around, and groundwater fills that. And so that's why it's settling. Yeah. The fortunate thing here is a pool weighs less than a house per, like a volume of water weighs less than soil per square foot, but you still need to mitigate it. Otherwise this pool is just gonna steadily push downward.
So is it the main issue cracking, leaks?
Cracking, that form leaks. Yeah. The whole bottom of the shell coming off. And it may not be 5 years, it may not be 10 years, but it does. And that's not the brand we're building. That's not the company we are. That's like a transmission in a car failing at 40,000 miles when you're still paying the payment. before we dig this whole pool, we're gonna have to backfill something with rock anyways. Can you do like a test hole straight down, go like 6-7 feet down?
Dig a hole.
Just dig a straight 6 feet down from where he's at in the middle there. And let's see if that stuff goes away or if it's just gonna be a constant. I'm worried about what's underneath it. We've already gone through an overfill layer, like the clay, through organic layer. Now we're in some concrete. And he even said today that there was like, this was all 15 foot lower. You can't ever really trust the sides of holes because they get smeared like that. Like you wouldn't know that we really went through organics except for the sticks sticking out the side. Or rock. That's rock. Well, that's like, they buried all sorts of crap down here. We found limbs, we found bottles. There's been a couple irrigation heads. Now we're finding concrete. So where that layer starts, or that gravel, it's like concrete and old gravel, probably for like, God knows what, when they did the roads and stuff. Just get everything down to that level. And if anything, we'll bring it back up to like that 4 foot mark with ABC or 57. I can feel it in my feet. The sound, I love it. That's progress.